Live patch today, 30th September. Orange text indicate changes on the PTR. Cleave things have been changed. Yep. Update home screen. Map updates. Blackheart's Bay, Hanamura, and Warcake Junction will enter rank mode rotation in the coming weeks. I think that's fair. We haven't seen the maps in a long time. And Warcake Junction now is a lot different because of the nukes. Fort Keeps and Core will now grant allies hero that take damage in the radius 35 armor instead of 50. They balanced that because it was too much for 4 seconds. This effect has a 4-second cooldown and can only be granted to one hero per structure. That's fair, so only one focus hero can get the armor. While this armor is affecting enemy heroes that attack the target will be swallowed. Enemy heroes are no longer swallowed. I guess this was too OP or something. Fort Keeps Core will no longer prioritize enemy hero when an ally hero is attacked. That makes the diving is gonna be a lot easier with minions and stuff. Big meta change. Mercenary camps now spawn 30 seconds after a match begins, down from 60. PvEing, jungling is faster now. Earlier you can do it. Small XP goals have been removed. Will now vanish if no allied hero is within it. Huh? Wait, so does that mean there are no more globes? We mean small XP globes. I think if this is what this means is that we only have big XP globes that last for like 5 seconds and then there are no more globes. Which is kind of the similar effect of this. Structure health increased by 12.5%. So it's harder to take down structures now if you don't do more camps or push. Or maybe that's a effect because now camping and pushing is gonna be stronger, so they buff up the fort a little bit. When the hero attacks an enemy structure with a basic attack, ally minions near the building become inspired and gain 35 increase attack and movement speed for 3 seconds. Does not affect illusion of summons. Pushing is now stronger because of this. Minions will now spawn exactly at MM00 and MM30. I don't remember how this was. Was it 45 before or 40? I don't remember. Maybe someone can remind me. Blackheart's Bay. One moment. Bombardment now deals 20 reduced damage to keeps and cores. That's fair. No, actually that's a big nerf because keeps only to keeps and cores but not to forts. But structures are now more tanky though. Cast time to turning coins decreased by 2 seconds, that's fair. There are now 3 treasure chest locations. The first chest spawns in the top lane during the first phase, 2 chests spawns in the next 3 phases, and all 3 chests spawn every phase after that. So more coins you can gather for more bombardment damage potential. There are now watch towers near the Blackheart. That's fair. Sight towers, deleted watch towers. That must be vision point, right? Or is there actually a new killable towers? Probably not. You will now only drop half of your coins upon dead, rounded down. That's fair. Even though that makes things a bit less risky and a bit less fun. Because you drop all your gems. Only 8 coins are required for the first turning, down from 10. That's fair. Because it does less damage as well. Overall, Hanamura payload damage increased by 20.5. Payload now moves 25% faster. So buffs to the payload. Samurai lane pusher health reduce. Less samurai value. Payload deals 20% less to the core. Eh? Oh, to the core only. But why? I don't know. Does that mean you cannot finish the game with 1 payload anymore? For no shrines, Punisher will now leap over gate. No longer leap over gates. Skeleton minions damage reduced by 25. Skeleton minions health decreased by 100. Skeleton minions move speed increased. Skeleton minions now have 20 spell armor. So what this means is that nothing really changed, because if you have 20 spell armor, that's 10%. And 10% of 400 to 300 is that's kinda 25%. So nerf HP 25, but buff magical resistance by 20. So they're only weaker versus physical attacks, which is fair. Sky Temple, Guardian, Mighty Swing, Knockback, Duration. Those are whatever knockback changes. We already went into those. Warhead Junction nukes damage updated to 1000 plus target's max HP was 2300. Nukes now in Night Structure dealing percentage extra more from the PTR of their HP per second for less seconds. Attacking the building refresh the duration up to 5. So overall more burn damage if you target the structure from the nuke, but for less duration. Which is fair because you probably cannot sit for that long hitting a turret that is nuked because probably people will respawn. Nukes can now take need extra time to launch. Extra 1 second, there will be fewer nukes that spawn. All of these things sound fair to me. Guardian of Terror has 12.5 more baseline life. Terror scales significantly harder into the late game. Huh? Why? I don't feel like Guardian of Terror objective has been a problem. More early game, less late game. Interesting. Plus ship new mount. Amber plus ship. Balance updates Avatar. Woku's damage increased by 25%. That's awesome. Z. Cooldown increased from 75 to 200. Oh, that's the Dehaka thing. That was for Avatar. Cooldown is reduced by 40 instead of 50 when Regen Globe is picked. So, yeah, they changed it for the Apex Predator. Cooldown reduction increased from 40 to 120, down from 190. So, they balanced the Z, so you need to actively wave clear to global more. So for you to drop to 75, you need to collect 3 globes. No, 4 globes you need. That's 160. Plus 75, 240. So you need to do at least 4 waves for you to global the normal way you would global. Otherwise you would global less. So that's a Dehaka nerf on Z. I think it's very fair. And then you could buff your global. Cooldown reduction increased to 120. That makes Z 120 seconds, I think. Minus 120 to 240. So then you're gonna be able to do every 3 waves insta Z. Or is it cooldown reduction 120 per globe? Bruce Stoker. Apex Predator. Cooldown increased, cooldown reduction increased. They must be talking about the globe here. Yeah, because this is 50-50. They changed 50 to 120 and here 40. So this is per globe. That means that you'll be able to Z in 2 waves instead of 4 waves. Which is much better than being able to do it after 1 wave, which was the PTR. Alright, Illidan Fairy brand now has been changed a little bit from the PTR, I remember that. After attacking a different hero from the last hero attack now resets progress on the previously attacked hero. Blind Innovation now preventing any progress from being granted. If the target gains stasis, progress will be lost. But the stacks last 300 seconds. Okay, dude. Sure. I mean, is patch online? Yes. Kelta's Rebirth on Phoenix level 23 charges. This is so fun. I gotta try that. Umbra Bind pull force reduced from 35 to 21. Ooh, less pull for Maiev. That's a very good nerf to her. Because without affecting anything of her. Because if you choose to get pulled to take the damage earlier, you're not gonna get fucked up that much. That's almost like half of the pull distance, judging by the number. Or like 1/3. Butcher. Brutal Strike now uses stacks when attacking while blind or evading. That's fair. Wongbow decrease movement speed no longer decreases the Wongbow the raid starting speed. Now reduces Wongbow the raid move speed. So when you lunge the Wongbow, you're not gonna feel as slow. Pull force reduced. They must be talking about the pull distance. Because this is the first time they talk about force instead of damage. And they're talking about baseline ability, how it is supposed to work W. Throw Elemental Assault. New level 7! Oh no, they just retexted it. After using a basic or heroic ability, throws next basic attack within 4 till 45 more damage. Follow through no longer usable. So pretty much they nerfed Elemental Assault. But now you can proc it from heroic as well. Because I think it was 60 or follow through. Or was it like less or more? Is it a buff? Overall or a nerf? I gotta go inside the HOTS to check the number. To be sure. If no one else remembers it. I think follow through was 60%. I'm logging into HOTS while looking for the next talent. Uther Holy Rain range increased Q by a little bit, but the range is no longer increased to 8.75 after selecting Holy Shock. That's fair. Holy Shock range is pretty big. Especially if you take Q on level 1. Holy Shock no longer grants reduced cooldown or mana cost and instead costs less mana and has war cooldown. Now feature is on active button. I wonder how this exactly is gonna work. Does that mean that you can Holy Shock and heal? Or you click another button for Holy Shock instead of Q, but both of your Qs go on cooldown? Let's see. Actually, I cannot see the how throw used to be back. Because we already live patch. So I could only be able to see that in Icy Veins. Slice and Dice, still the same. Grants 400 attack speed, which is was after 3 times. Or 3 seconds. So I don't know why they did that. I don't think that does much of a change. It used to be 150, now it's 400. Whatever. Warbinger, Varian, E-Talon. Mana cost is not reduced. Wait. Warbinger mana cost reduction reduced. Mana cost reduction reduced. Huh? Oh, I see. I think this was base. No. No, what? That doesn't make any sense. It's literally the same thing. Reduce reduction. No, I think. No. Well, it might have been written twice, but this also means that Variant charges now more mana by 2.5. This is the important thing. Because you get less mana reduction for choosing this talent. The more Rising Shout double the cooldown. I don't think you really needed that, but sure. Maybe more people are gonna take the talent. Fess, less push Valo. That's fair because it's now push meta. Bug fixes, whatever. We've already went through this in the main patch PTR review. So that's gonna be it. Was there anything big that happened from PTR to baseline? Map rotation? Small XP goals were removed, which kind of seemed like the same thing from what this was. Vanish if no allied is within 15 radius. Some map. Small changes. Garden is a new big change, but that's like whatever. And Abatur 25 Locust. More damage. Yeah. More push. You know, that's kind of actually pretty cool because now there's a pushing meta. They also buffing the push of Valor. Which, that's actually like quadruple Valor. A little bit of the Haka nerf on that change. A little bit of Maiev nerf. And that's pretty much it. And a little bit of Zagara nerf on push. We're gonna have to play new maps now though, so things are gonna get spicy. I'm really happy to see Hanamura. Warhead, I wanna see how it is. I didn't like Warhead. This was my most hated map. Blackheart. Man, Blackheart used to be just all game doing camps and coins. It was so Resident Sleeper to me. And then eventually maybe you get a big fight. Like, Blackheart was even worse than Hanamura on doing PvE stuff, man. That's what I remember from Blackheart. At least on Hanamura you can maybe do more fighting around the paywall. That's gonna be